Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Endzone. This little colony is off to an okay start. I think there's a couple of things I might have wanted to do differently, but you know, every map is so different that you kind of play it as it lies, right? And right now, I've got a challenge to do. I got to make 2 of these activated carbon masks. This is my tailor. And I'm going to click on the tailor real quick because I want to show you something. So in this game, you get down in the nitty gritty of everybody, right? You can see where this person lives. You can see their tools, what tools they have, clothing, like what kind of protection they have, whether they're educated, what their workplace is, and get it like zoomed right to it, right? You can see their profession. Excuse me, I've been talking a lot today, man. You can see their health. You can see how irradiated they are. They got a little bit, just a little bit. And also, they're adult. And I think this is sort of like their lifespan. And so, like, how long they've been living. I think that's what that is. But the other thing you could do is you could really get into the nitty-gritty of their confidence and what's causing them positive effects, what's causing them negative effects, and, you know, their contentedness. You can see different education stats and sort of like what they're good at. And you can look at what they're currently holding, which in this case is 2 coal. Yep, they have it. Now, if I look at the top, it says 2. And it says 2 in stock, 0 reserved. This means that we have 2 surplus, right? If I hover over top of plastic, you can see we have 49 in stock, but 25 of it is reserved. And that means we have a purpose for 25 of it. So the number you see here is the number of extra that you have in stock. So we might be making... You know, we might be making radiation protection, for example, or you might be making tools, but we don't have any extra, right? So when you're looking at numbers, that's kind of what that means. So we have 2 coal, and now we're going to see this mask. We need to make 2 of these masks, and we need to do it before this timer runs out, which I think we can probably accomplish. Now, you notice she took things in here, right? She took her stuff in here, the coal, but she didn't start working right away. And she's the only person... Well, actually, no. There are 2 people working here. Where's the other employee? Where's my other tailor? Maybe she's already in here. In any case, she had to walk over and get something to eat. And you can also, by clicking on her, you can see all their pathing, too, right? Where they came from. So this is where they live. They walk around. They came here. And now this is their most recent trip, right? So you can see all the different paths that they've taken. And that will give you a clue as to sort of how efficient your setup is and how like everybody is moving around, right? So it's really cool. You can get into the nitty gritty of stuff like that if you like that kind of stuff. Now at nighttime, buildings without power are 50% efficient. But if we get electricity in this building, it can increase this to 100%. In the daytime, we have plenty of light, so we get 100%. But with electricity, we get 150%. So providing a power to your buildings is really a big deal, as opposed to, say, something like Surviving the Aftermath, where it was like some buildings just need power to operate, but once you have the power, that's it, right? So, again, stark contrast to various different things. Now, it says from Bradley, it says, it's sure thing that this new tailor shop will do a wonderful job. We've already started production and are proud to let you know that we've already achieved preliminary figures, Chief, and they're awarding us with 5 activated carbon masks, which immediately they go out, right? They immediately go out to people. But now we need to keep making things. Now I'm making a couple of masks here, and looks like we have 2 in stock and 2 in reserve. So there's already 2 on its way here. But I would really like to get even more coal going. In order to get more coal, I need to come out. I need to do more wood. I need more wood to be produced for that coal. What I'd like to do, I think, is I'm going to set up another wood shop. Wood shop? Wood shop. Forester's Lodge. That's what it is. I'm going to set up another Forester's Lodge, and I'm going to kind of do it over here. And I'm thinking, like, I don't really know where exactly I'm going to put this, but why don't we do it here for now? And if we can get extra people working on chopping down wood, we can produce more, bring it over here, of course, and we'll make more charcoal. Now, with the charcoal kiln being way over here, it's not very efficient, but eventually we're going to need multiple charcoal people anyway, multiple charcoal creators anyway. Uh-oh. Did they build this? Oh, no, they built this. Damn it. I didn't want them to build this. I forgot to pause it. Damn. Okay, well, they used the resources for the irrigation plant. That's a thing. Irrigation plant. So this building's kind of cool. In periods where you have a drought, like over here, right? No rain and a drought. If you want your crops to keep growing through the drought, you use the irrigation plant. And what happens is you have somebody staffed here. So in this case, we're going to have one person staffed here. That person is going to come over and gather water. And they will come over and they will gather the water, and they will basically constantly consume water in this area. You can choose how much water they use. So in this case, I'm just going to choose medium for now. And they're going to use a lot more water, but it protects your crops and makes your crops, basically, it'll make your crops grow more. So like right now, we have dry soil, and that kind of sucks. But within range here, this area will now be moist soil, right? We're going to keep this area moist. We can keep it wet if we wanted to, but it's like a lot of water, right? But it's going to keep the soil wet. To where this one, we'll keep it moist, and that's kind of okay. It's okay. It's good for fields, but we're going to preserve a little bit of our water. If I wanted to gather more water, if I could gather more water, I could have even better fields like this, right? So why don't I look into, we have 24 plastic, and we're not using any of it. So we actually have just enough plastic to put another rainwater catcher in here. But I want it to be here, and you'll see why I want these to be close together in a minute, but I got to get the scrap pile out of here. So I want you to change your field of work. I would like it a lot if I could like resize this field of work like you can in like Surviving Aftermath, but I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is, at least it doesn't seem like I can do that. But what I can do is sort of just make it to where it only highlights those two. And now it's only highlighting these two piles. So they should only take these two piles. And then once these two piles are gone, I can drop another one of these rainwater catchers in here. All right, we have 4 settlers. And, you know, that's not bad. I think I want an extra farmer. I want another person on fishing. And I think I want another forester, honestly, too. We could pump like 4 people in here. Maybe we hold off on building this forester's lodge and instead just go ahead and staff more people in the existing one. Now, the forester's lodge is different. And again, I'm going to compare Surviving the Aftermath because we just recently, you know, we've been playing it, and it's sort of a recent thing that might be in your head. Forester's lodges cut down and reforest. They do both. So they're responsible for maintaining the tree population in where they are. If I want them to cut down the trees at where they are, and I kind of do, I can just put them on solely on cut down mode. And I think I'm going to put you on solely cut down mode right about here, so that you cut down these trees, but you don't replant them. Because eventually I'm going to want to build here anyway. So we'll have you replant trees over here, but I'm going to have you cut down only. And that's also going to speed us up, because now these guys don't have to take time replanting the trees they cut down. So they should cut down trees faster. See this? This land is moist. Even though we don't have a whole lot of moisture in the ground, these guys are going to grow more now at the expense of using a lot more water, right? So you can see, like, there's grass growing here. Everything is fine. We got a couple of orchards up. If we can cut down these trees, though, I think I probably want to have even more farmers. I don't have enough settlers for that, though. Let's, I really need the PPE. I'm going to start calling it PPE now, you know, because, like, COVID-19 is, like, put that term in my head now. I would have called it, you know, protective gear, radiation protective, but now it's PPE, personal protective equipment, right? Protection equipment. Save them from the virus. We have 8 children. We're doing decent on food. We're a little bit light on the water. And that can be remedied a little bit if I can just get the scrap out of the way. So I'm kind of hoping whoever's on scrap duty can maybe handle that quickly. And then we need rainy seasons too. This will help us a lot. We have 2 rainy seasons coming. That's going to help us a ton because it'll fill this up. And then, the cistern. I think so. Let's get... because we're short on it. We have 10 medication too. So they got herbs from the ground. Let's get the peaches. Get the peach seeds laid in. Temporarily, I'm going to put you on farming. That extra settler, I'm going to put you on farming until this is done. Since we have rainy seasons, I'm going to go ahead and do none for now. So this is not going to consume any water because there's no reason to. We have plenty of water in the ground now. There's lots of stuff happening that way. Although, see how this is starting to whittle away because I stopped spraying it. So there's still this period here where some of the ground's going to be dry, some of the ground's going to be wet because of just how the seasons work. But I'm not using... use the tailor to make productive... I know. I kind of want new tasks. We have a game log here, which is kind of nifty too. You can look back and see what was done, what happened in every season and stuff. It's kind of nifty. And then we have the survival guide. And this is a pretty nice tutorial. It's a pretty nice manual for you to learn a little bit about the game. I haven't read all of it recently, so I probably will look at it a little bit more before the next video because there are some new stuff in here. But things like decrees and the bulletin board and how that works and how decrees are formed and like research, how that's done. I just need to develop buildings for this and then generate knowledge, or we can generate knowledge also if we go on expeditions. We're going to be doing a lot of that stuff in this playthrough. It's a game that takes... It's a game that's it's just beautiful. It's beautifully done. I'm really appreciative of the work that they're putting in. So I'm looking at our rain, and it's coming through. Here we go. Beautiful. At least it's at least what this is capable of, and maybe a little bit more of this here. We have 160 out of 260 food. We're good on food for a while. It's the water I'm most concerned about at the moment. So I may go ahead... Actually, you know what? Let's build the well. The well is not going to be very useful once the drought hits, because the well dries up. But it's something that will... For the time being, there's a lot of water that could be coming from it, so... And we should see this number rise considerably now that we have rain. And this can collect the rain. There we go. Professionals are complaining about lack of tools. Maybe we have to build a workshop to ensure that everyone's working effectively. All right, so this is another task. And I get rewarded with 6 metal tools if I do this. I need to produce 2 metal tools. Okay, well... We have quite a few building supplies. Workshop costs 12 metal. We have enough metal for sure. Let's do it. And the workshop, I think I'm going to put this here for now. We're going to put this right up against this for now. Although I kind of like the idea of maybe having more crops over here. What if we go back to back on it like this? We put it over here on this side. That tree's already scheduled to get cut down. I could put it on this side. Yeah, all right. We'll put the workshop here. So we have 3 settlers with no tools. That makes them less effective. And then still 4 people without protective clothing. If you can get these 2 things under wrap and keep your water and food up, you pretty much can't lose the game. These 4 things, mostly it's these 2 things, but you can still lose if, you know, people get sick and die. Even though they have food and water, they can get sick and die. That's why I say you need the personal protective clothing to not lose the game. And then having tools on everybody ensures that you're capable of making the clothing and also generating the resources and expanding houses and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of which, okay, this can hold 25 people. Each of these houses hold 5 people. So that's cool. This settlement here is, this shelter here is actually going to hold a lot of people. All right, so we're going to get into a no rain season real quick. Right now, the ground is pretty moist. We had 2 rainy seasons back to back. That's pretty good for us. But I think I'm going to have to start making sure that this stays that way. So I'm going to pop this to medium right now, so that the settler working this will go and get the water and make sure it's full. And then we're going to make sure that this is always green, so that those orchards, they never go bad. And then I think what I can do also here is, it's probably a good idea to look at cultivating fields here too, but I really like the orchards. I'm just a big fan of how brokenly powerful they are. They're really good. Can we do 10 out of 10? How big is this range? What goes way over there? That's cool. Yeah, right then. We're gonna... Maybe we'll leave a little gap. We can put you to about here. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 11. Right there. Yeah. So we can make another orchard here. And again, this should provide a lot of food. I mean, these orchards are really good. Your guys don't have to keep, like... They don't have to go back and plant all the time. They just harvest it. And it's nice that way. Trees are down. We'll choose pears. Obviously, this is a lot of pears, but eventually we're going to be able to do apples, cherry trees, peach trees, pecan, plums, and walnuts. We can do all sorts of things. And each of them has their own different growing times, how much they yield, how long it takes for them to yield, how long it takes them to regrow, etc. Like, all that stuff is really good. Like, these things basically grow every season. So as long as you have people on farming, you just keep profiting, basically, is what this is. And I'm gonna actually put in a road right here. It's already marked as wanting to do it, but for some reason we haven't done that yet. I almost feel like we should redo this to be a slightly bigger and have this road be straight, but it doesn't matter. Nah, I'm not concerned with it. It doesn't matter. How much time do we have? Okay, we need somebody to work this, and we need metal tools, right? Yep, metal tool production. So we make 2 metal tools, and they're going to kick out and give us 6 as a reward. So let's put 2 on this for now, because we have the metal to do it. And we have an incoming drought right here. So this, you can see it right here, right? The green circle. This is working. It's keeping this green. And it will keep the green through the drought. So all of this is about to dry up, and it's going to suck. Let's take you guys off of fishing for now. And we're going to bring you guys over and do other things, okay? You become a settler, right? Basically. How are we doing over here with scrap collection? Scrap collection. We could have you go do it here, but I kind of like the idea of you just moving resources around and letting the scrapper do this. The scrapper should be doing all of this anyway. So we're going to change your field. You removed all that stuff. That's good. Let's have you gather all the scraps from this area. Good. And then since they moved this out of the way now, I'm going to have another rainwater collector popped in right over here. Perfect. And then we could go like this too. We're going to go 4. No, we're not going to go 4. We're going to go 1 here. Then we're going to put the water tower here, and then more rainwater collectors around it, because the tower has an area of effect. Ooh, I feel like this is bigger than it used to be. Ooh, the coverage area is much bigger than it used to be, I think. We could put this all the way over here now if we want to. Hey, that's nice. I could fit another rainwater catcher in there. Well, hot damn. Did they increase that? I feel like that's more than I thought it was. More than I remember it being. New workshop is up. We get 6 tools for free. Hot diggity dog. In case you're curious, yes, I waited to make these until they prompted those quests. Because you don't get those quests if you're already doing it. It's sort of like a way to incentivize you to do it. So we're going to bring this down. And this is the current maximum workers that can be in this building. Up to 2 can work here. And I have 1 total in this profession. If I click this up, it brings 2 total in the profession. And there's only 1 building, so they're both going to work here. If I bring this down to 1, since there's no other building to go to, it will kick the number of people in the profession down. But if I had another tool shed, if I had another tool shop, or workshop, if I click this up to 2 people, then it will kind of divide them between the two, right? So if you're, again, I'm trying to explain the interface a little bit so you understand this. Since there is only one available work spot for this profession, I cannot raise the number of people in the profession. If I open up another available work slot, I'm able to increase the number of people that can work the total profession. I would also be able to do this if I built another workshop, because that would open up more potential slots for this type of profession. Hopefully that makes sense. And, okay, so we're up to 7 spare tools. Nope, sorry, 2 spare tools. And 7 radiation protection. We got to keep kicking out metal to facilitate the tools, though. And now we're going to need more plastic, because we're going to need more plastic now. I'm going to have you switch to plastic, actually. Because I'm going to be building this. It's all reserved, right? Reserved stock. We had exactly 24, which is kind of cool. Let's tell them to build this next, because we're going to have a lot of rainy seasons right here. And I want to make sure we're taking full advantage of it. Now, is it settlers that build roads, or is it builders? I don't remember. I'm going to put 2 builders. But I think it was settlers that do the roads. I wish I could remember that. In order to build, do construction. Okay, we have 2 rainwater collectors. Yay! We're going to be able to collect so much water now. We might even need another cistern to hold it all, which would be fine. But instead of doing that, I'm going to be building the water tower. Let's do another rainwater. Honestly, like, we could do another rainwater collector. There. I'm going to pause it. And then we can prop the water tower to be here. This is awesome. That is actually way better than I expected. We'll pop that to be there. Let's go ahead and pause it, though. I don't want it to be constructed just yet. Okay. With the drought ending, we have tons of rainy seasons coming. It's going to be so nice. And scrap collectors are doing their thing. Let's up the number of people doing that. We got 254 scrap. We are almost full on wood. Wow, that's quick. All right, take the number of people in this down. Let's raise up the charcoal. Let's get a whole bunch of charcoal, because we're going to be using charcoal not just for the masks, which we're still making masks, by the way, not neck scarves. But we're going to be using charcoal not just for the masks. We're also going to be using it in the water tower a lot. It takes 8 coal to build this, but this also will suck down coal so that it can filter all this water so it's radiation free. There's a lot of stuff that happens with coal. And now that I'm way high on wood, almost to the point of maxing out production, actually. Yeah, we have production limits, which is 5,000. Nope. Wood. Here it is. Production limit on wood is 500. And I don't really necessarily need to raise that, to be honest. But because we're going to start using that wood for the charcoal. Man, water is a big deal, isn't it? Let's get more people. I think we need more people working all the water jobs. And then if it can rain, I can stop having this tank use it. There we go. All right, let's turn this down to none. So the irrigator doesn't need to run now, because this is all very wet. Very good. All right. Next thing I want to do then is... Yeah, see, storage is full. We can't... It's running low. So let's upgrade this building too. So upgrading this to a town center instead of the mounted bus, we need 16 electronics to do this. And unfortunately, we can't make that. So we're going to need to get... I think it's the refineries that's capable of that. So in order to do that, I think we need research. Yeah. Okay. So how about this? Let's build... We can build a school that will educate our children, make them better at their jobs. I like the sound of that. We'll put this maybe... I don't know, I kind of like it being over here. We could put it like right next to this settlement, actually. Or on the backside here. That's a good idea. I like this. It's not going to be in the way of the water. Yeah, it might be. Let's flip it over. Put it right here. Big O school, okay? We're also going to want a cemetery because when people die, they are just going to be laying out on the ground. We might even have some people laying on the ground already, depending on if we have anybody die yet. And actually, it may not have been a good idea to use the school yet because they might have been a task for that, but I'm kind of waiting for them to be like, hey, you should get medicine going, and then we can get the herbal hut too. Yeah, herbal hut too. Where are all the herbs? I guess it's just right here. So we can put the herbal hut maybe right next to this other forester. No, where we're going to put the... I don't know where we're going to put the hospital. We'll put this herbal hut here, though. And actually, I think we should get this building really quickly so we can save up on the herbs. Because if people start getting... sick, right? We're going to need to do something about that. How about the... How's our upgrade going? Yeah, we just need electronics. Electronics can be recovered from scrap. A recycler or a refinery is needed to do this. Electronics are mainly used for power supply. A recycler? How are you making electronics? I don't think the recycler can do that unless it requires research to do it. You know what? We should probably build that instead. We got 10 medication. Who's to say that they will... Let's do the research station. I think I'm going to put it out here. Let's go kind of like out this way. We'll line it up with this road or this road. We can line it up right... We can put it right here, actually. Maybe we line it up with this road. Can we do that? It would be lined up with this, right? Yep. So we can put it right here. This looks good, actually. Research station's going down here. Now, to do this, looks like I need to deliver cloth, which I have a lot of, actually. Plastic, which I have a little bit of, so I almost have enough to do that. And then they need to have 12 metal, which I'm currently out of because I've been making tools. Lots of scrap and wood. Okay, I'm going to have them build this next. But I need to switch one of you. You're making plastic already. I need to switch one of you to metal. So let's have you make metal now. And then I think I want to up... no, it's one per each recycler. The quicker we can get to the refinery, the much faster we start getting resources. Like, we just really need to get to the refinery. So this says that the water is medium contamination. We're going to start getting irradiated sick people. So I'm thinking we might also want to look into getting this built now. I'm going to turn this on. Let them start delivering resources to it. But I still think I want this built first. Let's see. Safe people, like safe, healthy people or research. I don't really have to choose. I'm going to do this one next. We're going to do water tower first anyway. That way we can start using the coal. And then I think I need more people on coal. We're maxed out. We make 4 coal every production cycle, but we're currently using all of it for the masks. Why don't we take a second, use some of this cloth only, and make just the neck scarves for the time being. So we'll switch to neck scarves. We can do one or the other. We already started this, so one of them is doing one of them, and one of them is doing the other. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize that was going to be a thing. See how the forester is clearing out all these trees? It's kind of wild. He's able to do that real easy. Yeah, I still want him clearing this stuff out. The hunting lodge. I think I want to keep the trees for the hunting lodge. At least for a little while. I don't know if the animals will hang out in here very much if there's no woods. And then this forester, I suppose, could cut down trees and keep them... and plant them in this area and keep them kind of away. Possibly. All right, so looks like we need plastic to be delivered. I forgot about that. Well, you're making plastic now, making metal now. We're We're not going to need metal for this, though, right? No. Temporarily switching you to plastic now, just so we can get all of this set up for this. Now all the coal is being brought here specifically, which is, yeah, I mean, it's going to be brought there eventually anyway. Let's change your field to over here so we can clear this out for more water if necessary, like right about here. So we can get that cleared out for more water. And then this has got contaminated water in it because, you know, all of our water is contaminated right now. If I take a look at our radiation chart, there's not a whole lot, but the water, when it rained, was contaminated. And so the water we caught in these was contaminated. This one's not, but this one's already contaminated, and it looks like it's full as well. So we probably need more people. Yeah, we're at our water storage capacity right now, unless I get another cistern. I think we're fine. The food capacity thing is a bit of a... That's interesting. Let's bring down... let's put one hunter on it. And we might also be able to get away with less farmers, which would free up more people to do other things. Like building, moving things around. Whoa, the school is operational. Let's get a teacher in there. Children in class. All right, now this is new. This is different, the way they did this. So, education, training, focus, productivity. The better settlers are trained in productivity, the more efficiently they perform their work in different professions. Handling tools. The better settlers are trained in handling tools, the longer they're able to use an individual tool before it breaks. I like that. And the better settlers are trained in handling clothing, the longer they can wear clothing before it falls apart. We can also do badges. The better settlers are trained to achieve badges, the more often they'll be awarded them for their accomplishments in the course of their lives. So we'll talk about badges once it becomes relevant, but as people work in professions, they get better and better at it, and if you work long enough in that profession, you'll earn a badge in it. Now, the badge doesn't really do anything, I don't think, unless they've changed it. The badge doesn't really do anything for you in terms of them being productive. But when you start doing expeditions, you start sending them on expeditions, like to this gas station ruin over here, for example, or we can send them all the way over to, I don't know, is there like a corner shop over here? Depending on the badge they have, the options you have available to you and how you act in that quest, because it's a step-by-step quest usually, the more options you'll have available to you in how to scavenge and how to approach a certain expedition. So if you have people who have badges, it's usually going to go better for you that way. Let's get somebody back on fishing. Actually, I don't really need it. I have a lot of food. Play that order. We actually don't need a whole lot of people on water. But now that this is operational, we're going to turn the filter on. It says build a jetty. Oh, the jetty's not in range. You can build a second jetty. I don't think it matters, right? Because the jetty doesn't hold water. The cistern does. The well does. But the thing is, if they're taking it from the jetty, are they going to take it? They're going to take it to the cistern, right? And then from there, this will filter that. I think that's how that goes. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I think that's how that goes. All right, so we need more coal. We have got 6 in storage. It says none is reserved, but... Oh, I had it paused. My bad. Sometimes I can't tell that it's paused. The other thing I think we should probably do here, just for the sake of moving around, is get a road running right through here. Just want to make things better for people. And then we can get this road here running in like so. And... I thought about going around this, but now I'm thinking I can go through here. There's not really a whole lot of room for another building here, though, so it might need to, like, zigzag. So I'll wait to build that road, but... Yeah. One of my favorite parts about this game is the music. I think the soundtrack is phenomenal. I'm really appreciative of the work they did on the soundtrack. It's so good. Oh, we don't have enough farmers. Well, get on it. Let's get 5 farmers. Yeah, let's get 1 builder. And do we build the herbalist hut already? No. Wow, there's a lot of herbs around here, isn't there? You're going to be busy. That's great. Research station needs a whole lot of work. But that should be the next thing they build is this. Because I want to get started on that. So to do that, we need what resource? 12 metal tools. 12 metal tools. Sorry, 12 metal tools. Okay, then. We're going to need lots of metal. So I guess we'll switch to metal. I really want to get to the refinery instead of these 2 recycling centers. Because the refinery is so much better. But it looks like you need research to get there now, which is that's a pretty significant change. I don't think it, necessarily feels that way. At first glance, it's kind of like, okay. But from a gameplay perspective, before, you just had access to every building. Like, that's the legacy system. You just start out with, you have access to whatever you want. As long as you have the resources and the manpower to facilitate it, you can build it. But now it's like, do you possess the knowledge on how to do that already? Are you sure? You better, try to go and figure that out. How exactly do you do it? So another thing we might want to think about is the weather station, which I'm not sure we can do that yet. Nope. We need research for that too. The weather station is nice because it's going to tell us not just whether it rains or doesn't rain or when the drought is. We know that information by default. But what we don't know is whether or not that rain is contaminated. So every time it rains, it's potentially raining radiation on us. The weather station will allow us to act upon that. In this case, for fields, we can cover them so that they don't get contaminated. We cannot do that with orchards, by the way. Orchards are not going to be covered, so you're always going to have that problem with orchards. But with fields like this, you can cover them if you know it's going to be contaminated rain, and then you don't get the benefits of the water for your crop, but you also keep your food safe. So, depending on how well you're growing it throughout the year anyway. Looks like we're going to have a couple of periods here with no rain. And I'm going to keep this. I'm going to make sure this stays up. So I might want to put a regular field here, for example. Or cultivated field here. One thing I wish it would let me do, and I guess I want a road here anyway, but one thing I wish it would let me do is make irregular shapes with farms. So, like, for example, if I wanted to use this little stretch here for a field, I wish that I could, but it won't let me do that. It's just not the way the game is designed. So this will be, I think this will be the field. I think we'll go right up against this. Is this the end of this one? Yeah. I think we'll go right up against that one. Kind of like this. And in this field, we're going to grow, let's go wheat. Well, how do we use the wheat? We don't just, like, make things. We don't just eat the wheat, right? I think we're going to go tomatoes. Tomatoes give us 260 food every 0.4 seasons. Wheat gives us 260 every 1.1. But this means we need more manpower on this. It needs more maintenance because we're getting food more often. But that's okay. We're going to keep it in here. I do like the idea of just having this area, a whole area orchards. So I may end up doing that eventually. How are we doing on metal? Metal. We have lots of plastic, so let's stop doing that. Switch it to metal, please. And we need to keep the scrap up so that we can keep the metal up. And you are now out of things to do. I don't think I need you to do this all the way over here, although there is a lot of scrap over here. I think I'm going to have you focus a little closer to home for the time being. Just focus on this stuff for now. Unless there's still stuff over here. Well, I mean, it's not really in our way. But we will need to clear that, so... Not a lost cause going after that, but I think I want you to get this stuff that's close to home for now. Because it's faster. You don't have to walk clear across the map to get to it and then come back, right? I think we're having deaths. I mean, I'm pretty sure. We only have 22 people. Let's see what happens. Whoops. The log. You have people dying? Died of old age. Couldn't be replaced by any other settler. So we're getting people dying, and we can't do anything about it. So that means people's mood is dropping, because we have dead bodies laying all over the place. Somewhere over here, somewhere there are dead bodies. People are getting about that. They don't like seeing the dead just like laying on the ground, right? I don't know where they are, though. I don't see them anywhere. In any case, I think it's time we take a look at that, because we don't want people upset. The happier we make them, the more we'll have, greater growth. So let me take a look at, is it decorations? No. Logistics? No. Where is it? Community, maybe. Cemetery. Here it is. So, wow, these are big. These are big. I think I could technically fit it right here. I think I could fit it right here behind this. It's really close to like where people live. I mean, that's an okay thing, though. I'd rather it be far away from the colony. But I'm not sure I can afford that. Like, I think far away is not going to happen. I could put it over here, too, next to the research center. We're going to end up having a whole bunch of stuff just, like, randomly thrown together over here at this research center. Yeah, pretty much. I may also want to look into putting food and farming here. It's a big open area. Let's put it over here. We'll put it next to... We'll put it next to this. Next to the scrapper. So we just need wood and scrap delivered for this. And then we need a mortician. And then the mortician will gather up the bodies. Any bodies that are on the ground, it'll gather those up. You know what I think this is? No builders available. Oh. Yeah, that's a problem. We're pretty good on water. I think we're even better on food. Let's pull the irrigator and get a builder. But it's still about... It's still all about the electronics, though. So we just sucked down all these resources. We can't use them. I bet if we cancel the upgrade, we could use them. Oh, well. Now, what's the deal with tools? We're making them consistently. But we still don't have any. Oh, you know what it is? No, I guess it's not. I thought it was this. Yeah, reserved 9. Yeah, we have 9 in stock. We're just reserving them. Because I told them to build this next, so they're like taking those tools and pulling them away. That's good. Cultivating the fields. Gosh, we got so much food now. So there's a drought on the horizon. It's over here. We're gonna have a couple of rainy seasons. We'll turn the irrigator on right here to keep this stuff up, keep this stuff going. This is contaminated, though. They're producing contaminated resources. We are getting contaminated rains. We just don't know about it. And you know what? I think what we really need is storage, because this is all full, and it's like we can't. I think we need storage. I might put storage over here so that it's like a halfway point between the scrapper and like a lot of this other stuff, so they can like go halfway. I think I kind of like that idea. Logistics, I think, is where it is. Temporary storeroom. A makeshift site for storing different resources that offers little capacity. This building cannot be used to collect any water. It's fine. Decontamination post. Produces decontamination kits. These are used in the storages of surrounding buildings to free food and other resources from contamination. Oh. That's fancy. 12 coal for this. Do you constantly consume coal? I think for now I want the storeroom. I'm going to put it back here, kind of like this halfway point. Right about... I think right about here. And, you know, I might even put them as prioritizing this, because it's really fast. Yeah, I'm gonna prioritize this instead. It's very fast. And we have enough plastic for this. We have enough cloth for this. We will almost have enough tools for this. We have so much protective gear. Let's cool it on the protective gear. Go back to masks, and let's go down to 1 person. Yeah. We have lots of protective gear now. We are good on that now. That feels good. That feels real good. Granted, they're almost all neck... Yeah, they are. They're all neck scarves. So they're not level 2. But now we can make masks, and we'll just have 1 person doing it. And that will be like... I think they'll grab the best protective gear that's available. I think that's what they end up grabbing. I think that's how they end up, prioritizing it. So the builders should be bringing... let's put 2 builders on this. And we'll get 1 less water carrier. And we have good amounts of charcoal, but I don't want to slip up on that. We have lots of wood. Let's go 1 forester. Let's get... we do need more tool makers. I think technicians. Double the technicians. Or get an extra technician. As long as we can get the scrap brought here. Then they can start bringing stuff to here. If these guys can start bringing it to here instead of having to go all the way over here to do it. Right? And then I think also... Whoa, frame rates. Hello. Took a second. I think also instead of... I think I want this road built. So they can get out here quicker, right? And then also we'll take this road all the way over here and all the way over here. And then also the road goes to here. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to leave this video here. It's been going on quite a while, but you guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you'll join me again for the next episode for Endzone. This is going to be fun. This is going to be really fun. Take care. Bye.